Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel T-Spot. In this video, hi Meet, how's it going? This is a breakdown and review of Tulsa King episode 7 titled Warr Acres. Dwight and Mitch kick off episode 7 by digging a grave to hide Pike's body, and they retrieve his black macadam jacket, which they sent to Waltrip. Roxy freaks out after finding out that they killed her boyfriend. She calls Stacy and they meet later in the day. At first, Stacy comforts Roxy, but the ATF is going to ATF. So she sends Roxy back to the gang's bar to take a look at World Trip's laptop as well as his bank account information. We also learned that Roxy was arrested a few months ago and agreed to rat on the gang in exchange for her freedom. So Stacy says that she still has to keep her end of the bargain. The ATF agent then goes to the Mayo to talk to Dwight about what happened to Pike, saying that she could arrest Dwight right now. But we all know she's bluffing. She's got no one to blame but herself. She's a terrible agent as well as a pretty bad human being. There was no way that sending a grieving informant immediately into an emotionally charged and dangerous situation was going to end well, and indeed, it does not. Waltrip catches Roxy in the act, and he has this twisted way of reassuring her that she's going to be fine. He pretends like he's going to take care of her if she takes care of him, but he's just playing games. He can't have a signature among his ranks, so he strangles her. Stacy tries to reach Roxy, but Walter picks up her phone. He says he doesn't see the point, and Stacy is leaving a message for Roxy. And Stacy wants to know who this is. And Walter goes, quote, "You dialed the number for hell. Who did you think would answer?" End quote. This storyline is about unintended consequences. If Stacy didn't get involved with Dwight all the way back in episode 1, and if they didn't have this complicated relationship, this would have played out differently. She could have gone scorched earth on Dwight's ass. But now she has to think about her own well-being, because Dwight could hurt her career. Walter was already an eccentric character that had a decent on-screen presence, but this episode has elevated his villainous status to a whole new level. He was quite scary when he was playing games with Roxy. Elsewhere in Tulsa, Dwight talks to Tina on the phone and learns about the attack on Emery. Dwight thinks his daughter and her family should move to Tulsa to be safer, and Tina actually considers this proposal for a second after she gets another creepy call. But Emery talks her out of it by saying that she's spent the last 7 years in counseling discussing how Dwight abandoned her. So how is she going to uproot her family to be near him? Armand and Tyson pick up Goody from the train station, and Goody's surprised to see Armand here after he left the family 25 years ago. Goody meets with Dwight, and they cleared the air about the whole Nico thing. Goody then evaluates Dwight's operation here. He gets in touch with Pete and Chicken at night to inform them that Dwight is making bank here by extorting a Wii store and operating a bar. So no problem on the money front. But he tells them that they might not be able to control Dwight for much longer. We hear about Dwight's plans to renovate the bar when he pays a visit to Bodhi's store. Bodhi and his crew have cleaned up the place after the FBI raid, and Dwight tells Bodhi they can partner up to renovate Mitch's bar and put a casino in the back. The bar is on Cherokee land, which means they can use Jimmy's name to get a license from the Indian Gaming Commission. And Jimmy is Bodhi's supplier, by the way. This is going to set them back close to $500,000. But it's worth it because it will allow them to launder their money. That's when Bodhi brings up his side gig. He steals Bitcoin, and he's got close to $7.5 million worth of it. Quote, "If you really think you were the only criminal in Tulsa." End quote. Bodhi is lucky that the FBI didn't find his cold storage wallet hidden behind the hinge, because that would have been the end for him. Later on, Dwight goes on a date with Ms. Devereaux. She asked him out on the ranch as he was taking care of Pilot, and it is a weird date. She got divorced after 9 years of marriage, and her ex, Brian, is a lying sack of you-know-what, and he's got a partial interest in the ranch. She expects Dwight to return the favor and talk about himself. So he talks about his ex and his daughter before bringing up the whole prison thing. He claims that he went to prison for killing a guy who was trapped in a burning building. But he doesn't give any more details. Devereaux is a peculiar lady and wants to know what it feels like to kill someone. And Dwight can't believe it. When he returns to Dubai that night, he finds out that Pete has passed away, which will complicate things for him. Let's rewind and talk about Pete. He and his son Chicky get a lot of screen time this week, and for good reason. The cancer is gone. So Pete is going to be around for a little while longer, which does not please Chicky. In his conversation with a priest, Chicky describes his father as a boulder that he can't get out from under. Back in the day, Chicken wanted to join the army or go to college. But Pete prevented that from happening. He took away and squandered his son's college fund. But he actually took more than just that. He took Chicky's soul later on as Chicky Bates, his father. He just has enough of his father's constant insults and he snaps. He drowns his father and embraces the dark side. I think this was at least partially premeditated. That's why Chicky went to see the priest. But up to this point, until he actually killed Pete, Chicky was mostly pretending this wasn't the life he wanted to live, so he never bought into it 100%. His weight was the physical manifestation of that, and then after getting out from under the boulder, he gets rid of the weight as well. He is finally ready to be the main man that spells trouble for Dwight and his family, because Chichi wants to get rid of them. And that's why Dwight tells Goody he won't show up to the funeral. He doesn't want to get whacked in terms of serious dramatic consequences. This was by far the best episode of Tulsa King so far. This could have been the plot of the season final because it changes the status quo that much, which made me like Tulsa King even more. They've shown that they're not afraid to stir the pot, which is crucial in good crime shows, because the middle parts of these stories can get a bit stagnant when there isn't too much plot progress until the last couple of episodes. The way they were able to make us sympathize with Tricky was excellent. He had been a one-dimensional character up to this point, but that has definitely changed. He's a man to be feared now. After all, he went as far as to kill his own father. I was also sad about Roxy, not because she was a particularly interesting character, but because of the way she was used by Stacy. All in all, the best episode of the show so far from a dramatic sense, and I can't wait to see the fallout. What did you think about episode 7? Leave your comments down below. Like the video? If you've enjoyed it, and subscribe for more movie reviews and TV show breakdowns. That's it for now. Take care and see you in the next video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.